Hello my friends, happy Friday. Welcome to episode 115 of Why Did I Buy This? This series started as a way to help crafters find unique ways to use products that they have in their collections. It's also a great series for new crafters who are wondering what do they need to get started. My name is Lindsay. I am the team leader of Cloud9 Stampers, and I have been a demonstrator over 19 years for Stampin' Up. So all the products we use in these videos are Stampin' Up products, and you will get to see many ways to use a variety of things. We always make 3 projects in the videos, and if you are looking for more inspiration, you can go to the video section of my Facebook page and you can see all the previous episodes. You can also go to my YouTube channel, and I do try to post my videos there as well. Hello, Sharon. Good to see you. So happy Friday. We are in the thick of fall now. It has been raining leaves all over the place. I'm not sure if you're watching from a place that has a true fall with leaf change and everything, but here in Edmonton, we definitely have a true fall. And although the leaves change, it does kind of happen quickly where the leaves go from being a certain color and then falling to the ground. So we're kind of at that stage where it's at the peak of its colors, which is so, so beautiful. Hello, Christine. Hello, Paulette. Hi, Alan. Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Now, as a reminder, the best compliment that you can give me is to share this video with your friends. So go ahead and hit that share button now before we get started on the projects. Another great way that you can support me is if you're in Canada and you're inspired by what I'm doing, you can visit my online store and you can shop for Stampin' Up products. Hello, Nicole. Good to see you. Yeah, so it's been a really busy week. I have been helping my mom get ready to move. She's moving to Edmonton, and so and it came up very suddenly. We've been waiting for a spot for her in the place really close to my house. So yeah, my week kind of blew up, which was exciting and busy all at the same time. So we've been working hard to get ready to move. But on that note, I have some really fun things to share with you today. We're going to be looking at a bundle. It is called the Cottage Wreath Bundle, and this bundle is one of the 3 bundles that are going to be featured in tomorrow's World Card Making Day. Stampin' Up! Is offering a free card making event for anyone who would like to join in tomorrow, Saturday, October 1st, from 1 to 4, I believe. I should double check that. I think I have the thing. I'll make sure I have the right time. And you can go ahead and tune in. You don't have to have the products in hand, but if you do, then you can follow along, and there's some really fun projects in store. Hello from Ohio. Good to see you. So today we're going to be using the Cottage Wreath Bundle. This is one of my favorite new bundles that they are including with the World Card Making Day. It has some really fun things that you can do with it. So we're going to get started. I'm going to do the awkward transition so you can see my hands, and then we will get working on some crafts. Oh, Joan tried to register. Maybe try a different browser. Sometimes if I'm having trouble with things that it doesn't make sense, it's usually the browser window. So if you're using Safari, try using Chrome. Okay, so here you can see my hands, and I'm just going to show you. So here's the World Card Making Day. If you're inspired to order any of these bundles, and including the one that we're using today, when you order them before October 1st, you're going to get a free set of iridescent pearl embellishments. And I'm going to run real quick. Got my thing over on my table. Okay, so this is what they look like. So here is the free set of embellishments that you will get. And the pearls are like an iridescent color, which is really, really cool. The bundle we're using today is $72 Canadian. And here are the other 2. So you can see that the one that we used 2 weeks ago, last week. Sorry, my time is totally messed up. 2 weeks ago, I believe. This is the one that we worked on, and today we're working on this one. So these are the 2 bundles that I personally own. Okay, let's get started. So this is what the bundle looks like. So here is the stamp set. You can see it's an all occasions stamp set with some really nice greetings included in it. And then we have the coordinating dies. So these dies are intended to be able to cut out the images from here, as well as create some of their own wreaths, which is really, really fun. So I'm going to start with a piece of basic white cardstock that I have cut out from the Stylish Shapes dies. This is a new set of dies that came out in our annual catalog, and I really love it because it comes with the circles, the squares, and the banners, and they're all stitched. So both the inside piece, which is the die cut piece, and the outside piece, which is the negative piece that's left, both have stitching. That's why you can see there's stitching on the outside and the inside of the die. So here you can see what I mean. I've gone ahead and cut both a square and a banner. This banner has been cut with crumb cake. And we're gonna start by bringing in our card base, our card front, I should say. So I ran a piece of pumpkin pie through our Big Boss with this falling leaves folder. And here you can see is that beautiful fall texture that's been transferred to the leaves. I'm going to bring in my Whisper White craft ink. This is such a fun ink because it's different than all the rest of our classic inks. The craft ink is a pigment ink. So what that means is it is a different kind of ink. It will hold its color when it goes on to any color. So here we have the white just being added with a sponge dauber, and we're just adding it over top of the leaves to kind of get the feel of the leaves blowing in the wind. So the white kind of acts like the wind blowing in the background, but it also helps our texture to kind of pop off the page, which is a really fun way to do it. So I'm just going to finish off the edges here. And white dries in a way that looks like chalk. So it has that nice chalk feel to it. Now I'm going to bring in one of my Naturals marker. This is the SU100. And you guys have seen me do this technique before, but I'm so in love with the idea of adding splatter because it just adds a little bit of texture. So I'm very gently just pressing the tip of the marker against the lid so that I can add a bit of a splattered background. Can you guys see that on there? So next, I'm going to bring in that basic white square, and I will bring in the stamp that looks like a wreath of twigs, and I'm bringing in my early espresso ink. We'll ink that up. Oh, make sure it's all inked. And we're going to stamp that onto our square, just like that. And then we're going to bring in our lovely little crumb cake banner here. And here is the word grateful. And the grateful word came from that same Cottage Wreath stamp set. We're going to ink that up in early espresso. And then I'm going to try and line it up. Oh, good job, Lindsay. Woo, woo. Okay, we're going to bring this back in now. And we're going to add... I'm going to do it this way. We're going to add my square onto it, and I'll do that using my Stampin' Dimensionals. So we have a few here. We're just going to add those on. How many of you like to make fall cards? There's such an emotional attachment to fall. Have you noticed that with like sweaters and pumpkin spice and falling leaves? I feel like people get that cozy, warm vibe that they maybe are craving at this time of year. Okay, so here we've got the grateful. I'm going to add a little bit of adhesive to the one side, and then I'm going to use my dimensional on the other to pop it up, and we're going to layer this onto our card. Just like that. So I do the 2 layers of cardstock so that you don't get the like an uneven layer. Oh, Lori, it's your favorite season, fall? Yeah. A lot of people say that, right? So now we're going to add a little bow, and this bow comes from the Cottage Wreath dies. You can see that there's a couple of bows, so this is the one that I'm using. You could also stamp it and cut it out, which is fun. So I'm going to use a couple of mini dimensionals, and we're just going to layer those behind the wreath bow, like so. Okay. There we go. Remove the backings, and we'll layer this onto our card, like that. So let me skip ahead to the finished project, and here you can see when we add our little champagne rhinestones to it, which is such a perfect embellishment for fall, you get that beautiful little grateful card. So yeah, hello Corinne. So there you've got your first project using the cottage wreath. Let's move on to our next project, and this one is more of a Christmas card. So this time, again, I'm using my wreaths. You'll see that there's a couple of options. Let me just kind of get out the pieces that I need here. So there's sort of a thicker and a thinner wreath, and then there's also a thicker and a thinner detailed wreath. So I have the thicker wreath and the thinner detailed wreath, and we're going to be layering those. So let me bring in those pieces that I've pre-cut. From the same die collection, this one here, is I cut out my circle and my banner. So this is what we're going to be using as the focal point on the card. So let me bring in, first of all, the layering piece. Let's use our dimensionals. And we're going to peel off the backing, just like that. Okay. And we're going to use the glue to add this onto our project. So I'm just adding a couple of drops of multi-purpose glue, trying to keep it within the lines here like that, and flip it over. And I don't know if there's a right or a wrong way to layer this on. I haven't been picky about it personally. So I'm just going to look at, see, I was a little bit overzealous with the glue. It does dry clear, so it's not that big of a deal. Now I'm going to bring in my beautiful pearlized enamel effects. You guys know I'm totally infatuated by these. So this time I'm going to use the red one. So we're going to use real red. Oh, before I do that, I'm going to add the greeting. So I'm bringing in Merry Christmas, and I'm going to ink it up and stamp it on one side, just like that. And then this is going to layer on top. So actually, it's not a big deal that the glue is there because I'm going to use glue on the other side too. So yeah, you know what? I meant to do that. Haha. Yes. Love it when that works out. Okay, so we're going to do this just like that. Perfect. And I'm also going to add my bow. So this is a real red bow that I've cut out with the dies. And this is going to layer onto our gorgeous little name tag. So already super cute. Okay, here's where the fun comes in. We're going to use pearlized enamel effects to add the berries to the project. So we're just going to go ahead and add little droplets of the effects. And what's fun is it's self-correcting. So it just goes ahead and makes it into a perfect little circle, which I love, because then you don't have to be an expert in how you apply it. So if you're like me and like to be fast about things, you can kind of not have to worry about it being messy. So already you can see you've got those cute little berries that are on there. And I'm just going to try and show you on the camera here. See those? So now we'll set that aside to dry, and let me show you the finished project. So all the work is being done with the wreath on this card, and you can just see I've layered it onto soft seafoam. So that's project number 2. Okay, we're going to move on to project number 3. So this one was inspired by a crafty friend of mine. Her name is Elaine. She's from Saskatchewan, and she sent a really lovely note and gift package for me and my friend Cindy when Cindy was visiting from Hawaii. And I just loved the layout. And so Cindy helped me to design this Christmas card. And the card that I'm about to show you is one that my club made this month. So if you live in the area or you live in Canada and would like to participate in monthly crafting, you can do that by joining my club. And we have 3 projects that we make every month. There's no fee to attend, but when you place a minimum $35 order, you get the projects to participate. So this is a fancy fold card. Of course, we made it with Pool Party because, hello, I love Pool Party. It's cut at 9 1/4 and 4 1/4. And then you score it at 5 1/2. So then this little flappy fills in. I have a piece of cardstock here that was cut at 5 inches by 4 inches. I ran it through my embossing folder with these really, really fun trees. And then I cut it so that it was 3.5, and that's going to make it so we've got these layering pieces. So let's go ahead and add those onto the project using our Stampin' Seal. So we've got one side here, and we have the other side here. Like that. Okay. So that's super fun. So this is where you'd write your greeting, of course. So now we're going to bring in our stitched square. So this stitched square, we're going to put it on an angle like this. So this time I'll use my dimensionals to lift up that square. I'm going to add 4 on the back. And take off the dimensionals. This is why you find dimensional backings all over your house. There's about 100 when I make a few projects. Okay, so we're going to center this onto the little flappy part of the card. And then I'm going to bring in Mint Macaron Wreath. Love it. Okay, so now we're going to add a couple of dimensionals in the background here. And we're going to layer that in the center of the square. And here we've got our label that we've done, and so we're going to add the greeting to it. So we're going to bring in Merry Merlot because that just looks so beautiful with Pool Party. Who would have thought, hey? It's just like one of those things where you're like, how does that even work? But it does. It sure does. So Merry Christmas is going to go there. Oh, you know what? Look, I kind of mucked up the S, but you guys are going to forgive me and pretend like it looks really nice. So now I'm going to use a little bit of adhesive on the back of only half of the label, and I'm going to stick it on just like that. So it's kind of hanging over the edge like that. So it's kind of filling in the rest of the card. Now we're going to add that wreath onto it. So add a few drops of our adhesive just like this all the way around. Okay, super, super cute. And now we're going to flip that over and layer that on. Now, what's super fun is there is a rose gold paper pack in our annual catalog, and it has this holographic paper to it. So I used that to be able to create the wreath, and we're going to just use our adhesive, again, that glue adhesive, to be able to stick that onto the project. And that is going to layer on just like that. And there you have the card. I mean, how cute is that, right? Oh, you love them? Thank you. Thank you. Let me show you the finished projects one more time. And just in case you're just tuning in, we have our PYP card. We have our fun wreath with our berries, and then we have a little fall card. So if you're thinking to yourself, Lindsay, why don't I have these products? Be sure to go to my online store and you can shop to your heart's content. And again, if you purchase this bundle before tomorrow, the end of tomorrow, you are going to receive these iridescent pearl basic jewels from Stampin' Up! For free. So it's a great time to go ahead and shop for a bundle like this. All right, my friends, have an amazing weekend, and I hope you get some time to craft on World Card Making Day. Bye for now.